Hello internet. This is going to be the worst video of YouTube ever posted. Never done that. And this video is about how to live without the stomach. No idea how to do this, but I figure out this is important to share. So internet, this is my present to you. Do it as you will do, and without further ado, I'll go into the thing. So in 2022, I got diagnosed with an undisclosed disease, and that got me into the hospital where they promptly removed my stomach. Let's draw this thing. So that's your mouth, then it goes into the stomach, right? And then here it goes into the intestine. Is it in English? So they cut it here, they cut in there, and now I have basically this goes away and shrink like this. So from my mouth, and here's the beginning of my intestine that goes here. So that seems extreme, but you can live pretty well with that. So fortunately, the stomach might not be the most required organ to live a normal life, which is good. Nonetheless, there are challenges, which is the topic of this video. Okay, so you go out of the hospital with your new life, and now you are with this tube instead of the stomach. So when the food goes in, before it got into this pouch, in my case it was a pretty big pouch because I was obsessed with food and I was constantly overeating. Not related to my disease, mind you, but still, that was my life before. So I just used to shove things into my mouth up until I felt sick. And now, at the beginning, this is what I had. So you go here, and very quickly, the food goes here, and this part of your body here is not used to having a lot of food at once here. Why? Because when you have a stomach, here you have a muscle that goes like this, kind of an anus, and it releases slowly the food into your intestine. Yep. So your intestine here is used to have a small volume of food that goes into it, slowly released by the stomach. But now you don't have the stomach anymore, and so the food goes in, and it goes precisely at the speed at which you shove it into your mouth. And so that quickly gives you discomfort, and you stop eating because you feel like stuff are stuck here, which is actually the case. And then it gives you a direct feedback loop and says, okay, now I must eat slowly, right? So at the beginning, things were actually great. I used to think, well, I actually have a better life without my stomach. Why? Because the feedback loop of overeating is super quick. And if you just shove mindlessly food into your gullet, then you will have a immediate response. You will feel sick. Sometimes even you would kind of throw up. Well, you don't have a stomach, so you don't precisely throw up, but you will regurgitate a bit if you just eat too fast. And that was actually very good for me. It was a good learning moment where I was that's how you should eat. And there I was. And I had a lot of energy. Why? Because I was eating less, and that was good. So for me, life after the operation was pretty good. Now, fast forward. After some time, here you will have a pouch that will develop here. Not as big as a stomach, of course, but still you will have a pouch. And now you are able to shove food here, and it goes here it goes too fast into the intestine. Yeah, so before you had to chew for minutes every bite, and now you can shove it again faster. And this is very bad. Let me explain why. So, this is time, and this is fucking sugar, right? Sugar in your blood. Yeah. So, if you have a stomach, it goes something like this. You are at not 0, of course, but here, which is typically like 90. I don't know the unit, but in Europe, that's what we use. So you will eat, and if you have a stomach, the food will go slowly into the intestine. You will digest it, you will have sugar into your blood, you will have elevated sugar, and then maybe a little dip, and then it will like go like this. That's healthy. So that's the range. You will have something like 140 here, and here maybe 80 to 70, something like that, right? And that's what I had just after the operation. Why? Because I would have the direct feedback loop and said, stop eating, this is too much. Now, let me take another color for this. So I'll take the red color because it's bad. So now with the pouch that I have here now, which kind of plays as a stomach, when I eat and I eat too much, it goes like this. So you have a spike of sugar, which triggers insulins and GLT, other hormones, but I guess mainly insulins. It goes too high, and then that causes the insulin to rise, and that will overcorrect, and then you have a low here. And then hopefully you will arrive here. So that is not healthy, but if you are healthy, the insulin will correct pretty fast. So it's not about long-term damage, it's more about this low over here. So that's called hyperglycemia, right? So here, just with bread, you don't have necessarily to eat sugar, refined sugar, like just bread, pasta, potatoes. Here, I will shoot at 210 easily, with one slice of bread. I will go very high and then very low again. And here the lows could be as low as 50. That will typically happen 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, maybe 1 hour after I eat. So like this thing, that's like a window of time of 1 hour. You eat multiple slices of bread throughout the day, and then it goes like this. You can see, you can understand that this is not healthy for you. You are like fatiguing your metabolic system. So unless you chew super slow and you simulate the rate at which healthy people with a stomach will deliver the bread into your intestine, which is very hard to do, then it's fine. But if you eat a bit too fast, then you will get exposed to this fuckery, right? Okay. So the low, the effect is that you feel disconnected. I would work sometimes on renovation, and here I would just like leave the hammer, take a nail, forgot where is the hammer, and then for like 10 minutes. So memory doesn't work there. You are kind of lost. It's not a good feeling. But this resolves quite quickly as well. Okay, okay. So that was that's the beginning. And this kind of things happened to me like 1 year after the operation, where the pouch will be successful. I'll have the small pouch, and that's where I noticed that okay, I'm doing this all the time. So therefore, let me leave for a moment. I would use these kinds of stuff. Yeah? So I'm not sponsored. So that's the cheap stuff. Not as well established as that one. So that's Sybionic GS1. It's pretty old. That Freestyle Libre 3. That's the standard in Europe. It's Firmcom Abbott. And so you will put that here on your arm, and you will have like an app, and it will show you in real time your sugar level. This is super handy, not for long-term use. You're not diabetic yet. If you keep on doing that, then you might be. It's just to see how you react to food. People react differently for different food. For instance, fructose might not spike you as much. Bread for me was like the killer. No, I'm not eating bread anymore. So you put this onto your arm. It will stay for 2 weeks, and you will experiment, and you will see for yourself the effect of the food that you have on it, and then you can choose and select what you need. Okay, so that's that. Okay, but for me, even if I was still not happy, even if I eat very slowly, I will still have this. And so what I end up doing is not eating throughout the day, or not eating up until I don't have any hard work to do. So I will just drink water, and in the evening or late afternoon, I'll start eating, and I'll basically eat for 6 hours straight. And then I will be like non-functional at all. But at least throughout the day, I could like still do some technical work and use my head as I did before the operation. But this is not sustainable. First of all, I'm not sure that eating. Well, so let's say I would not eat. Then at 4 o'clock, I'll start eating, and from that point on up until I would sleep at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. This is like a window of 6 hours where I'm just not there. I'm just eating, and I'm like the glucose and all of that is I have no initiative. It's a very bad feeling. So it means that 6 hours a day of my awakened life, I'm basically losing it, just busy feeding myself. And it so happens that I have kids, and typically at 4 o'clock, that's what you reach your kids. Huh? So during the day, you don't eat because you have to work, and then you fetch your kid, but your head is, the technical term is in your ass at that time. You are incapable of love. You're just like on autopilot. Fetch the kid. You cannot interact with them. You just fetch them, put them in the bike in my case, go into another direction, buy an apple because you need to, but you don't connect with human being. Your head is in your ass. That's no way to live. You need to be there for your loved one, and for me, it was not acceptable. So I made some change. Okay. So the bad guy here is the glucose that you ingest. Again, not about candies, not chocolates, bread, like healthy glucose. Dark bread can produce that, banana, potatoes, fruits. So there's a lot of stuff there. And my current solution that is working pretty well is that I'm using the keto diet. Keto diet meaning that you try to reduce as much as possible your glucose intake. I would also eat. I would also take my the way I used to feed myself directly after the operation. Every 2 hours, I will eat from this bottle. Every 3 hours, I eat this quantity of food. No more. I can eat more now. Before the operation, I would eat this and I would be stuck, could not eat it anymore. Then after 1 year, 2 years, then I can eat more. I can eat like double, triple that, easy. But then even if there is not much glucose, I would still spike because it's just too much food at once for your intestine. So now I'm eating this every 3 hours. I'm still hungry at the end of it, but I stop, and I know that 3 hours later, I will eat it again. So it's kind of, okay, you can still eat, but your brain is like, okay, I'll trust you that you're not going to starve the body. And at the beginning, it's hard, but then if you eat every 3 hours, your brain starts to understand, okay, it's safe, I'm still hungry, but I don't need to overeat. So that's the learning. So the quantity is one thing, and the second part is the sugar. In this, what I'm eating typically, sardine, small fish, a bit of green, spinach, peas, whatever. Then I'll eat some. So this kind of stuff. So some grains, some peanut butter, and some protein. You need to have like 1 gram of protein per kilo per day. And if you eat 5 times this is very hard to have 80 grams of protein. So I complement this with, and then some nuts. So anyway, the topic is not ketogenic diet. You'll find a lot of videos about that on the internet. But I'm eating 5 times a day or 6 times a day, this amount of food, not like this, but just stop there. And full of fat and full of protein and almost no glucose there. That would mean that here I've used the effect of I've checked the effect of my diet on this. It's crazy. Yeah? So not only now I'm eating like small quantity of food again, as I had to do just before the operation. So before the operation, my body told me stop eating. Then I could eat more, but now it's my brain that says stop eating. So that's the difference. Because now you can eat more, but your brain must stop it. And with this kind of with my new diet, ketogenic diet, was like 5 times a day. I'm flatlining, almost no difference. I'm moving from like 100 or 120 to 80, something like that. So it really looks like this. This is like super good for you. There is one last chapter of my story. I would still fucking have my head in my ass, but now not in the evening, mind you. I would have it throughout the fucking day. Pardon my French. And I didn't understand why. Before that, I was like, okay, the problem is the sugar. It's the crash and it's the constant high and low and you're just tired. And okay, if I don't eat, then I'm good. Now, with the ketogenic diet, I still had my head in my ass. Still missing meaningful connection with my kids, with my partner. And one morning, I started crying. I was alone in the kitchen, and I said, okay, I cannot live like that. Anyway, I did some digging, and the problem was salt. Yes, salt. I was not eating enough salt. It's insane. So my life changed when I start eating salt, but completely. The energy is there. Before that, the energy was lost. So salt. Why salt? So usually the diet we eat too much salt. That's like if you go to restaurant, if you take preparation diet, preparation stuff that gets prepared, that is not that you don't do yourself. It's full of salt, and that's why in the back of your head you're like, salt is bad. Well, I'm eating fucking grains. There is no salt in there. Protein powder, like pure peanut butter, still nothing. Fish, plain fish. So I was like, so I was missing salt. In ketogenic diet, you need more salt. I'm not sure about the chemistry. Ask AI, ask anyone. You need some salt, otherwise you are I don't know why you need it. You need it. You need salt. What can you do? You need it. And it's not bad. The main problem with salt is hypertension. Yeah. But if you're eating super healthy, if you don't have metabolic syndromes, if you're doing sports, you shouldn't have hypertension in the first place. And yeah, so in ketogenic diet you need something like 12 grams of salt, 5 grams of sodium. So 5 grams of sodium, that's what you get in 12 grams of salt, something like that. Check the numbers. I'm no doctor. I have no idea what I'm talking. But you need salt. So I would put into my bottle, put some salt. I remember one time I was at an event. I was like, at this social event, my brain will be there. I won't eat. Came there by bike. I arrived. I drink a lot of water. I was like, I will be super sharp, super hydrated. I will be like the best self. That was the worst episode of head in my ass for my entire life. People were talking to me. I was like, no idea. I could understand sentence by sentence, but the memory was so bad, I couldn't follow the conversation. So I was just like nodding. And then I left the event. It was Karim's 40th birthday, for people in the internet who know me and Karim. But I just left because I couldn't follow. You should not settle with that. You should find the energy to if the ketogenic diet plus the salt doesn't help you, keep on searching. Don't settle for half a life. Don't do it. So the salt. So I'm eating. The problem was that at that event I was drinking a lot of water. It was actually removed the salt from my body. Yeah. And it just made it super worse. And I didn't understand that. Months later, when I discovered this, then it made sense to me. Because I haven't eaten for this event, I didn't eat for the entire day, so there was no way I was low in sugar at that moment. And there you go. So always, I never drink pure water anymore. Always a bit of salt. Don't overdo it. But you will feel it if the water is too salty. You'll feel like you drink it, but you're not hydrated, and you'll keep on drinking it. And that means that the water is too salty. So a pinch of salt in there is good enough. A big pinch, let's say. So again, 12 grams of salt per day is, I think, the ballpark of what you need. Check it. I'm not a doctor. Okay. Enough with the rambling. I think I've said my piece. Let's try to keep this short. One word. So having your intelligence taken away from you multiple times a day will teach you the respect for it and the respect for your mental energy. When I was young, I had a lot of energy, spent a lot of time playing video games, doing stuff that I actually didn't really want to do. And now with this kind of learning, not necessarily the eating part, but being with your head in your eyes periodically and feeling that you don't know how to solve this, it's kind of like a fast forward in like 40 years from now when I might have Alzheimer, let's say, right? Hopefully Alzheimer won't be a thing at that time if we don't nuke ourselves, but yeah. So there is a learning there. The learning is your brain power is not infinite, and respect it. Allocate your time wisely and your brain power wisely, and you need your brain power to have meaningful connection. Okay, last time, the ketogenic diet, if I had the choice, I wouldn't do it. I don't think it's the most healthy thing. I think a bit of glucose is good. But for me, that's way better than the spike. For healthy people with a stomach, I don't think you should go for the ketogenic diet. The good thing is that because you don't have the spike, the hunger is less, because but so that's good. But there are people on the internet, they say like, yeah, ketogenic, that's the only way, blah blah blah. No, the human body evolved to get some sugar in there. But if you don't have a stomach, then you should consider the ketogenic diet, and you should consider to eat 5 times a day, every 3 hours, and have a big window of where your metabolism can reset at night, 12 hours. So that's what I'm doing it. 7 o'clock, first meal, 10, 1, 4, and 7 o'clock again. That's what I'm doing. And then I have 12 hours without eating, and that's good because it's a full reset of your metabolism. Yeah. But yeah, don't do the ketogenic diet without reason, basically. I don't think it's the most healthy thing. But yeah, there it is. Internet, you're welcome. I might never do videos ever again, so that's it. Yeah.